What if I told you your bank and not the government is deciding what video games, books, or even art that you're allowed to enjoy? Yeah, they're going to dictate what entertainment you are allowed to consume. This isn't conspiracy, folks. This is happening right now, and it's been going on for quite some time, and most people have no idea. Now, I wanted to talk about this for several weeks already. We've been seeing the Visa and Mastercard situation, and there's been a massive petition that has exploded online, guys. Over 230,000 signatures have been on here, and I already know what you're thinking. Oh, petitions don't do anything. Nobody's gonna do this. It's still good to speak up and voice your concerns, because this is something that is going to affect us all, guys. And I've been on the sidelines. This whole collective shout controversy that's been going on, and all this other stuff that's aiming towards online censorship. We've already seen it with the Online Safety Act. We're seeing NVIDIA block people that aren't 18 from even changing the settings on their graphics cards. This is happening, guys. Like, every day there's something. Multiple things that are all revolving around this whole idea of controlling, of censoring what we consume, guys. So again, this is a massive petition that has exploded online, and it's aimed squarely at the two culprits that are causing a lot of nonsense here, Visa and Mastercard. It's accusing them of quietly pushing censorship through payment restrictions. That's what it's all about, guys. Oh, we don't want these gooner games on Steam. We don't want these overly violent games on Steam. We don't want these horror games on Steam. So we're gonna make you guys take them off, or we're not gonna be your payment processor. That's essentially what it's coming down to. All right, we're going to unpack why this is happening, who's behind it, and how it affects you, even though you think it doesn't. And I've seen people going, oh, well, I'm glad they're getting rid of these gooner games and these filthy, degenerate games. No, guys, it starts there. It's going to affect you eventually. Quit being a prick. So this petition on change.org is titled, Tell MasterCard, Visa, and activist groups stop controlling what we can watch, read, or play. And it's gaining traction. Again, like I said, there's over 230,000 verified signatures in under 2 weeks. And again, the concern is that these payment processors, MasterCard, Visa, they're directly influencing platforms like Steam, like Patreon, and others by threatening to withhold money unless they ban certain types of content. And we've already seen it with Collective Shout's efforts. We've already seen that going on with them removing certain games, delisting them off of Steam. That's why we're talking about it, because it starts with games, guys, and then it goes into other territories. We're even seeing piracy software being used in countries like Italy, which I haven't even touched on that. Smash JT touched on it on a video today. Steam even updated its rules, guys, to comply. There's that word, comply, with unspecified card network standards, which is sparking outrage due to its vague and sweeping implications, guys. Again, it starts off small. You give them an inch, they take a mile. Okay, the more vague it is, the more that they could overreach, the more that they could step beyond the boundaries. That's the concern here. So here's the real issue, guys. These payment processors, they're allegedly policing legal and fictional content. Okay, legal and fictional content, which are usually adult or controversial, even though none of it breaks the laws. Okay, that's the important thing to be here, is to realize none of it breaks the laws. None of it. None of this is illegal. There's no weird adult-oriented CP or whatever you want to call it. It's all legal adult entertainment. And it's all fictional. Meanwhile, these same exact companies, guys, continue working with platforms that have been accused of more serious real-world violations. Let me say that again. These companies still work with companies that have been accused of more serious real-world violations, which basically are raising accusations of hypocrisy, and the pressure is often tied to advocacy groups like Collective Shout, like I mentioned. I hadn't even gotten to touch that rabbit hole. Miss Savvy, shoutouts to Miss Savvy on X. She's been exposing them left and right, to the point where she's gotten threats from them. Smash JT's gotten threats from them. These people are trying to control what you consume. Okay, their censorship agenda is pushing platforms to self-regulate under financial threat. It's almost like an extortion type of thing. or a blackmail type of thing, or it's not right. There's a lot of possible ethic violations involved with it. So let's take a look at this petition real quick before we continue on. Again, over 230,000 people, and you can see it says the issue is they're interfering with legal entertainment, often under pressure from advocacy groups who want to censor what they deem problematic. In other words, a whole bunch of woke SJW snowflakes. When you see the word problematic, that's a buzzword. We demand an end to the censorship of fiction and the right to choose the stories we enjoy without moral policing. And that's the other thing. Moral policing, guys. These people want to control everything. Everything. But then they'll be the first ones to promote certain stuff that's like, okay, so drag queen story time is okay, right? But I can't have a gooner game like you label it. So you can see they said they have increasingly used their financial control to pressure platforms into censoring legal, fictional content. Entire genres of books, games, films, and artwork are being demonetized or deplatformed, not because they're illegal, but because they offend the personal values of executives or activist groups. And that's what it's all about. This right here, because they offend the personal values of executives or activist groups, and that this behavior is not just overreach, it's blatant hypocrisy. Right here, you can see it says these same payment processors allowed platforms like OnlyFans to operate with minimal oversight, despite multiple credible reports and lawsuits alleging the presence of real sexual abuse content involving real-life minors. That is a criminal failure of responsibility, yet when it comes to entirely fictional depictions, the same companies act swiftly, shutting down creators, restricting activists, and acting as global censors. The pressure to do this is often fueled by advocacy groups routinely campaigning against adult-oriented content, even when it's fictional, legal, and clearly labeled for mature audiences. I mean, that hits the nail on the head right here, guys. And I'll leave a link to this petition down below, but let us continue. Because here's the question that a lot of people are going to ask. Why should you care, right? Why should I care? This doesn't involve me. I don't support gooner games. I don't support this. This doesn't involve my media. It will, guys, okay? This isn't just about not safe for work games or niche anime content or whatever you want to call it, right? This is about whether financial institutions get to decide what stories are allowed to exist. They're literally censoring art, okay? MasterCard and Visa are not elected into our policies, our government, our control. They're not regulators, guys, but they're acting like they could be global censors. They're acting like they could choose what you can buy, what you can consume, and on top of that, they're trying to control what creators are actually allowed to make. If you want to write a book, eventually it will reach that level where you're going to be regulated whether you can control making that book or not by these financial institutions, or a video game, or a movie, or anything. It's going to go that route, guys. You don't want overreach. It goes beyond, take the gooner out of the whole equation. It's already getting that way. NVIDIA cards, piracy acts, stuff like that, they're overstepping, okay? If these trends go unchallenged, guys, trust me, even creators making perfectly legal content, right? They could be shut down just like that without any warning, any process, any oversight, no reason at all, just because these regulators and these payment processors control it. They don't have to give a reason at some point if we allow it. And the community's response to this has been obviously big. 230,000 is big. It's not big enough, in my opinion, to make a change, but it is huge, okay? To the point where media is covering this. People are talking about it. If you go on Twitter, you'll find articles and people posting about it. This petition could be the start of a cultural shift if we basically search and share it and post it and let people know, okay? Literally could unite people across different political and ideological lines around a common goal, which is freedom of experience and expression, okay? We should be able to consume, watch, read, or play whatever the fuck we want. Hands down, there's ESRB, there's age labels that already gave consumers control. That's what they're there for. If I have a kid, I'm not going to let him play a mature-rated game. That's what I can look with my own eyeballs, okay? But now there's financial middlemen. These are literally financial middlemen that want to take that right away. That what you could choose for you, your family, your spouse, whoever, that whole consumer choice, they want to take that away. They're claiming authority that they were never given, essentially, guys. So here's my call to action. I'm going to leave this link down below. I want you guys to sign the petition, share it, talk about it, because if we do not push this, okay, if we don't push back now, companies that were never elected will be deciding the future of creativity, and I don't like that. I don't want to risk that chance. Even if it's not going to happen, even if you think I might be overblowing it, I don't want to risk that chance, okay? This isn't defending or about defending one type of content. Like, oh, you just want to defend Gooner games. No, it's about defending choice. Defending choice, all right? So, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comment section. There's no way some of you guys could support this. There's no way. And subscribe if you're brand new. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you so much for watching.